not of their own free will. And the pursuers, after destroying Tiamat, had to make haste to leave, because we don't drive our car through an earthquake by choice, do we? But before they left, they erected a membrane and etheric barrier around our Earth, just as a quarantine measure, in order to make sure that just in case the Nephilim, their hated nemesis, were on this planet, that they could never again leave to spread their evil elsewhere in the galaxy or the universe. That barrier is the true Stargate. So when we hear about that term, the Stargate, we should realize that it also has historical precedence, and it's up there. A shield or a barrier around the earth. And the mythologies talk about it. The ancient scriptures talk about this barrier around the earth. It's part technology, but it's also part etheric energy, far in advance of our own science today. In the Pistis Sophia, one of the most ancient Gnostic texts, it says, the outer darkness is a huge dragon whose tail is in its mouth. And that was the symbol that has come down to us from mythology to illustrate this particular encircling field of energy. The serpent with a tail in its own mouth, which is called the Ouroboros, the encircling dragon. You'll often see symbols of the dragon encompassing a globe or something of great price, like a pearl or a diamond. The Native American Indians have often referred to it as the great web in the sky. And we might wonder about, again, modern symbolism. And who knows what. Here we have the symbol for the United Nations with the earth, with a strange grid, and the Roman laurel leaves encircling it. In Revelation 8, we read, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. In the epistle of Peter, God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into the chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment. So we're hearing in these scriptures that the earth and the internment is described as a bottomless pit, in which the Lord has interned the dark ones, that the beings can enter into our earth atmosphere or through the membrane, but the Nephilim specifically, any entity with the alien DNA, simply cannot go beyond this barrier. They are contained here until the time of the judgment. Now, the assassinated researcher and theorist Bill Cooper writes, no man has ever ascended higher than 300 miles, if that high, above the Earth's surface. No man has ever orbited, landed on, or walked upon the moon in any publicly known space program. If man has ever truly been to the moon, it has been done in secret and with a far different technology. The tremendous radiation encountered by the Van Allen belt, solar radiation, cosmic radiation, temperature control, and many other problems connected with space travel prevent living organisms leaving our atmosphere with our known level of technology. Any intelligent high school student with a basic physics book can prove NASA faked the Apollo moon landings. If you doubt this, please explain how the astronauts walked upon the moon's surface enclosed in a spacesuit in full sunlight, absorbing a minimum of 265 degrees of heat, surrounded by a vacuum. So this piece of controversial information is in fact the truth. You cannot go to the moon. The Stargate is connected with the orbit of the moon, like the moon may be the lodestone or the lock. And the orbit of the moon is in some way connected to what keeps this Stargate active. So you can go to the moon. You could actually go to the moon, but you couldn't go beyond it. And as Bill Cooper is saying here, because of the radiation and our level of technology, it is a fallacy that we've even gone to the moon.